Welcome to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent Bailey. And at the tech booth, Jody Cook-Bailey and Luke Cardiel. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. And now, Brent Bailey.
And a great big hump day to you. It is Wednesday, and we are over the hump now, heading into the weekend, and we're just a few short days away from Christmas, and it's hard to believe that, man, we're just there. I mean, Jesus' birth is going to be celebrated very soon, and, man, it's just hard to believe that we're already there. I'm joined over at the tech booth right now by Jody and by Luke. And man, guys, are you ready? Are you ready for Christmas? I
think so.
Are
you?
I think more people are just ready to be done with 2020.
I think that's probably true.
I think so.
I think that I know that people are really ready for that. So
yeah.
But it's hard to believe that we just seemed like a little while ago we were in the beginning stages of COVID.
Yeah.
And it seemed like this year was never going to. We were never going to get to Christmas.
I know. I did.
And so yet here we are.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Craziness.
Anyway, so there's lots of things going on around the country today. Mm-hmm. We like to, give you a little education about what days it is, and today is no exception. And it's like this was our day.
It was.
Like this day was made for this show.
Yes, it really was. So
because we talk about food so much
all the time.
Today
is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day.
Yes.
Anything. And a lot of people are posting a lot of different, I love it. They're posting a lot of different recipes for Christmas, and a lot of people like to do different recipes and make gifts out of them.
Sure.
Chocolate covered fruit, chocolate covered cookies, chocolate covered whatever. So we're probably going to see a whole lot of that.
So the question to the audience today is, as you're clicking the share button,
yes, please click
why don't
share.
you tell us what is your favorite chocolate-covered anything?
Anything.
What is the thing you like to put chocolate on the most?
The most. I always like to get chocolate-covered raisins, so Raisinets. Only if it's a store-bought thing. You're going to the movies, that's what I like. But
have you ever seen someone selling chocolate-covered raisins on the street?
No, I haven't, but I'm just saying.
Well, actually, if you go to some of those candy stores, they have chocolate-covered raisins.
They do.
That they make themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're very good usually. But that's just.
I'm not a
raisin
fan. I mean, come on. Anything that is a dead, dried-up fruit.
They're so sweet. What are you talking about?
They're dead grapes.
They're not dead. They're dehydrated grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can rehydrate them. Did you know that?
And make them plump, juicy grapes again.
I saw a YouTube video. I saw a weird YouTube video like that.
Is that true?
Yeah, you can rehydrate them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to give that up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not calling you a liar, Luke, but
I promise.
No, I've seen it too.
I just wow. Whoop.
Talking about just touching back what you were talking about at the very beginning. I saw this meme that was like, it said March being 3 months away, and then it showed this guy like freaking out, like, and said me still trying to process March 2020.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, all right. So, man,
so chocolate covered.
Maybe we should have chocolate covered 2021.
Yeah.
You know what?
Let's just live in chocolate for a whole year.
This isn't necessarily chocolate covered, but have you ever had chicken mole?
I think so. We have.
It's a Hispanic dish. I don't want to say it's just Mexican dish, but it's a Hispanic dish.
Yeah.
And it's a chocolate based sauce.
It is. I've seen it made. On the Food Network.
Maybe I have. I don't know.
It's really. You would like it.
I bet I would.
You would love it. And as a kid, I was just so skeptical of it. I never wanted to try it because I was like, chicken and chocolate.
Yeah, most people don't think meat and chocolate together. So
no, but as a sauce, a lot of people do make kind of the savory. You can make a savory sauce with chocolate.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
You would like it. I
be.
know you would like it.
Okay. You know what? Listen, I'm willing to try it.
Right.
As much as you like
So
Mexican
if you want to make it and bring it into the studio, we'll do it. Okay.
I don't think you want to eat my mole.
or find it at a restaurant somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on.
So the next one.
All right. So the next
is Barbie and Barney Backlash Day. Now,
oh yes, they deserve it.
They do. Now here's the thing. It is Christmas time. There are gifts.
True.
There are going to be children receiving Barbies and all the accessories and Barney.
Well, he's kind
things.
of.
He is. Although
Barney and Barbie
Backlash Day. So basically, what it's saying, and you can just apply this to whatever parents, whatever toy your child watches on repeat or plays with on repeat.
Fortnite.
So does that mean we can take away Fortnite for the day? It says to turn them off, put away the toys, and choose to read instead.
So no iPad.
Or something other than that.
There was a possibility of everything happening until you said they had to read.
I know. Well, that was just one of the
because
suggestions.
we have turned off Fortnite here at the house and taken away the phones and what have you.
That's when they're grounded.
No. We've done it and then gone and done something as a family.
True. Yeah, that's true.
To go and spend time together and that kind of thing. And you know, they do. Our kids read, but they're not big readers.
No, they don't sit and spend hours reading.
So I mean, you tell them we're going to read, and they're just like,
no,
no way. So anyway, I'm all for this. I mean, I don't really care too much about Barney, but
no, and we don't have Barbies at our house.
What's amazing is that Barbie has been around as long as she has, and is still as popular as she has.
Yes,
as she is. We were over Thanksgiving. We were at my family's house in Kentucky, and my little cousin Courtney, who I bragged about this show with the sweet potato casserole, made you speak in tongues. She made that while we were there, by the way.
Not disappointed.
But her little girls are both little brunette, you know, dark-haired little. Their father is from South America and Bolivia, and so they don't. You know, I say this with the most sensitivity as I can. They don't look like Barbie. They're just never going to. They're not blonde hair, you know, girls.
Right.
Both of them are wearing those Barbies out. They had multiple Barbies. They're walking around, combing her hair. It's amazing that across the board and across decades now, Barbie is she kills it.
Yeah,
and so
she does.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll ever go out of style? Probably not.
No.
Well, I know that they've tried to broaden
the
Barbie line. They should have, because not every woman is a 5'7", blonde-haired, blue-eyed bombshell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say that's
so
very
they're
niche.
doing different skin tones now, different hair color, different body types, and that's healthy. I think that's great. But the fact that the thing that is so impressive is that they created something that has struck such a chord with so many people for so long.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It is absolutely
They're
amazing.
doing well. Bravo, Mattel.
So they deserve the pushback day where they put your Barbies away.
Yes.
And let's
Just
go have
for
some.
one day.
You know,
Were
do
you a big
something.
Barbie girl?
No.
No?
I had friends that had Barbies, but for some reason I don't know if I just didn't ask for Barbies.
She's got her own song, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Yeah, but that wasn't
Come on,
out.
everybody.
That wasn't out when I was a kid. But no, my sister and I didn't. My sisters, I should say, really weren't into Barbies. I don't know why. No,
Wow.
and
Or Skipper.
Because your mom was a
Like her little
Barbie?
sister or something.
yeah, that is
You know
true.
what? That's
my mom,
true.
She really was.
That's true.
She was a model.
Sharon
and
was a Barbie doll.
Yes,
Yep,
she really was.
She's probably mad at us for saying that.
Yeah. She's not quite
It's a
as
compliment,
tall,
Sharon.
but-
We mean that in the most loving
Yes.
way possible.
So, yes. Love you, Mommy.
All right, this day in history is the day of the Boston Tea Party. Of course, we all know what that means. That's where we revolted against British Parliament's Tea Act, and we threw shiploads of tea into the Boston Harbor as a revolt against it. So, that happened this day.
And we started drinking coffee.
1773. That's true.
That is true.
It's true. So, all right. Well, that's what's going on in the country right now. Let's jump into our guest and expand your search. Well, we're back today for part 2 of our interview with Dr. Willie Jolley. He is an author, he is a speaker, he is the host of Dr. Willie Jolley's Wealthy Ways on iHeartRadio, and he also has a show on Sirius XM, and has just spoken to countless thousands of people across the world. He's been set up today. Our last show was to talk about setbacks are part of life. Today we're going to start talking about the comeback. That 2020 has dealt you a setback in your life, but as we get ready for 2021, Dr. Jolley is here to help us really get a handle on how to have a comeback this year. So please welcome back to the program, Dr. Willie Jolley. Hey, it's good to have you back with us again today.
Well, thank you so much. It's good to be with you, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with folks who might need some encouragement as well as some help. I like to say you need 2 things during these tough times. You need hope and you need help.
Yeah.
Now, what hope does, hope in the future gives you power in the present. And that's one thing. But then you also, after you get the hope, which is your fuel to keep going, you need help. Specific step-by-step ideas and insights to help you go from here to there. And what is it going to take? So hope and help, and that's what we want to do today, give people hope and help. And
Wow.
I try to do that everywhere I can, whether it's my radio shows, whether it's my daily videos that we give out to free to people who are on my newsletter. We send a daily 1-minute video just to encourage them with some messaging that will encourage as well and instruct, whether it's my books, whether it's our online programming. We are trying to reach and encourage people every which way we can and help them turn their setbacks into incredible comebacks and to live a greater, grander, expanded life with an attitude of excellence.
What a powerful quote to start off with. Hope gives you power for the hope in the future gives you power in the present. What a great way to start the show. And I just wanted to say I have been watching your online videos, and the one you did with your wife the other day where you guys were singing in the kitchen there, or you were singing in the kitchen there, was outstanding. And I just want to encourage everybody, if you're not following Dr. Willie on Facebook or the social media platforms, you need to do that because there's lots packed in there in those days. All right. So
Thank you.
as we were talking last time about the setback and how 2020 has been a giant setback for almost everybody. But in that setback, it is a setup, according to your book, a setup for a comeback.
That's right.
Here we are, 2020 is just around the corner, and or 2021, excuse me, is just right there. We're just getting started into thinking about that, and a lot of folks are wondering, how can I make this different? How can I change my life to really not have a repeat of 2020 in my life? So let's talk about it. By all means, give us some pointers of how to make this comeback happen.
Well, as I said, I want to give you some principles. Now, principles is an interesting word. I don't just want to give you some ideas or insights. I want to give you some principles, because principles are a bedrock on how to transform anything in your life or transform anything in existence. See, principle, if you throw a rock up in the air, it's going to come down. 100 times out of 100 times it's going to come down because of a principle called gravity. And so there's some principles that we have been given in life to help us to turn these challenging moments into champion moments and turn these setbacks into comebacks. So one of the principles that you must adhere to is that you cannot, should not, must not panic. You must not panic in the midst of crisis, because it is part of life. We will have crisis moments. We will have challenges, but you must not panic. Panic is taken from the Greek word to choke. And when you panic, you choke off the air to your brain and you cannot think clearly. You cannot think clearly. You cannot make wise decisions. In 1929, there was a stock market crash. People panicked. Some jumped off of bridges, not realizing that the market would come back bigger and better than ever. This too shall pass. I've looked at studies of historical studies. I've studied the research. There has never been an economic downturn that did not have at some point after that an economic upturn.
That's
never.
So good.
So we are in the midst of a pandemic, economic downturn, massive job loss, racial strife, social upheaval, with a lot of politics and division and people fussing. And then we've been in the midst of an ecological time that nothing we've seen before. Hurricanes coming so quickly, they ran out of names on one coast, and the other coast, they got fires that are popping up and burning down whole communities. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yet this is 2020. This is what it is. So how do you get through this? Here's what I want you to think. Do not panic. Because what's going to be the key to getting through this? How you think your way through this. You must think your way through this. And that means you must not panic. Number two, you must not willingly participate nor commiserate. Now, what that means is that you must not participate in the pandemic by becoming part of the problem. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. So what we're encouraging people not to participate by getting sick when you don't have to. Do things to make sure you stay healthy. If they say 6 feet distant, do it. If they say wear a mask, do it. Whatever it is, just do it so you don't get sick. You don't even take the chance. You know, it might be nothing that might be a very slight, not a severe case, but I don't want no part of it, no matter what.
That's
okay,
good.
So
That's
all right,
good.
so first, don't participate, then don't commiserate. Don't buy into all the gloom and doom about the fact that everything is bad. Now it is tough. Okay, this is a tough time, but you gotta find some good in life to keep your spirits up. Because those who are encouraged are those who keep trying. Those who discourage will have less trying and less activity. And statistics show that those who try without stopping on some issue, project, goal, will achieve it 90% of the time.
Wow.
So if you just keep going, so don't listen to all the gloom and doom and all the bad news and then let it discourage you. Now, that doesn't mean you can't that you can't have it. No, you got to know what's going on. But what I encourage people to do every morning. That's what
I was just getting ready to ask you.
Yeah, every morning start off with the pure, the powerful, the positive. Make it a habit. Become habitual about how you start your day, because it will have an impact on how you end your day. So that is why we started getting these 1-minute motivational messages many years ago, because I learned the principle that your power of your start will impact the power or the result of your end of the day. So I started putting out 1-minute motivational messages, 1-minute messages on radio, and then television, and then syndicated. Now, as I said, you can go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com, sign up for my newsletter. And in fact, I tell you what, let me do better than that. If you go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift. I told you in the last segment how someone blessed me when I was at my lowest place with an audio, and the guy said, in 5 years, you'll be the same person you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. And then that same person gave me a book called Think and Grow Rich. If you'll go to wjspeaks.com/gift, I will give you, my gift to you, a free digital download copy of Think and Grow Rich. My gift.
Wow.
That's my gift to you. And on that same page are some people. This is the people you meet who inspire you, people who inspired me over the years. Wally Famous Amos, General Colin Powell, John Maxwell, people I've had on my XM show. So we got some people on that page who will inspire you, because I want to give to people what others gave to me. You know, Bartlett says a great quote I love a lot. He said, give without remembering, but never receive without forgetting.
Ooh.
I don't forget that guy who gave me those programs and products when I was at my lowest place. And so I will just give them as I can to others, because I know some other people who are watching, listening right now are struggling. I know it's a tough time. This is the toughest time we've seen. But if you go through these principles, now, number one, remember, don't panic. Don't willingly participate, no commiserate. This is a third one, a big one. Don't let your pride poison your prosperity. Don't let your pride poison your prosperity. During these tough times, you might have to do something to survive that's out of your regular stratus of activity. I give a quick story in my book, Turn Setbacks into Greenbacks, about one of my mentors who told me this story and how he built his business. In 1970s, he had one of the top IT firms in America, and things were going great. He hired the best from Harvard and Howard and MIT and Hampton, all these great places. Well, then there was a recession in the 1970s and money got tight. So he, as a CEO, would take his salary to pay these employees because he didn't want to have to lay anybody off. Well, after a few months, his personal money got tight. So what did he do then? He said, what am I going to do? He said, I've run out of personal money. I don't want to fire anybody. Okay, I know what I'll do. He went to work every day as the CEO of the company from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. every night, he would drive a trash truck. He said, I drove a trash truck to get me through college. I could do it again. He did that for a year to be able to sustain himself while he continued to keep his employees. And after a year, the economy got better. He was able to leave the trash truck driving, go back to being just CEO, and as a result of that, he kept all his employees. The company grew, and about 5 years later, he was able to sell that company for $600 million.
Oh my gosh!
So the lesson is that you might have to drive Uber during this time. You might have to get a second job at Wal-Mart or UPS, or I don't know what you have to do. You might have to cook meals. I don't care, as long as it's legal and moral. It's good, and it's not illegal or immoral. You're good, and just do what you got to do to get through these times. Don't let your pride poison your prosperity.
Let me ask you this real quick, because I know some folks will even take it though like there's something wrong with them. Like, what did I do wrong to have to do this? But that's not necessarily an indictment against anybody, is it?
No, that's life.
Yeah.
All right, so anybody who has that thought, I want you to get all my books, because we got to change your mindset. We got to shift your thinking. Life is about the fact that you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have setbacks. It's not if you have setbacks, it's when you have setbacks. And if you live long enough, this is what I want everybody to know. What I said earlier about the fact you got to think your way through it and you got to learn. If you live long enough, God gives you grace to keep living. There's another one coming down the road.
Come on.
Okay. There's another one down the road. This is not the last one you're going to see. Get ready. Learn from this one so you're better prepared for the next one.
All right. So it's not a strike against you. It happens. It happens to the best of us, and it's something that you should.
Not just the best of it. Happened to everybody.
Everybody. That's right. All right, folks. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. He is dropping some bombs in your life right now. I'm hoping that I don't know if you've noticed. I'm taking notes while I'm interviewing him, because it's so good. And the things that he's dropping with us right now are setting the table for you in your next year to really have a great comeback from this year. You don't want to miss part 3 when we have him back for part 3 on the next show. He's going to wrap this whole thing together in a beautiful bow, and we're going to give it to you as a gift for right before Christmas of how to set your life up for the comeback. All right, let's take a moment right now and stop for directions. So we've determined that setbacks are a part of life, but we've also determined now that a comeback is possible. And I want to say to you today, if you're watching or listening to us wherever you are, don't let 2020 be the determining factor that's going to affect you for the rest of your life. Let this be something that you can come back from. Some people might be sitting there saying, I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's worth it. And there's so many people that have limited themselves to being impossible. But Jesus said, in his words, he said, all things are possible to him who believes. So then if we believe, that means we got to get into action. And Paul said something in Galatians chapter 6, verse number 9. It says this, let's not get tired of doing what's good. What is the good? Well, that's going to be part of your comeback right now. You're going to have to do some good things. He says this, at just the right time, we will, not maybe, not might. It says we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. When you look at this comeback as something that's impossible, that causes you to give up. But you have to shift your focus into this being very possible in your life so that you can reap the harvest of blessing. Friends, I'm here to tell you today, your comeback is on the horizon. Your comeback is in front of you. Your comeback is on the other side of you doing what is good. Are you ready to do that? Shift your focus from being impossible to possible today, and I promise you, you'll move into the reaping of the blessing. That's when the real happiness can begin. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the show today. I'm so thankful to Jody and Luke for another great program. We're going to thank Dr. Willie Jolley for dropping so much truth to us today. I can't wait for the third show to really continue along these lines so that we can build 2021 to be what it's supposed to be, a great harvest of blessing in your life. I hope you found what you were looking for today as you took the time to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @expandingyoursearch on Facebook and Instagram and @expandingsearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.